of the SKUSA Winter Series is green. Donovan Bonilla and Stephen Miller are dead even down at turn one, and they're all going to tiptoe because that outside lane's still a bit damp offline. But a good start for Dono, but a better start for Alessandro DiTullio, who goes through the lead. Bonilla gets turned in front of the field. He'll drop back about 15 spots. And again, for Donovan Bonilla, he needed another big win. He needed to put ADT behind him to win the championship. Now it's DiTullio who leads over Thomas Nevo, and then a little gap back.
Wow, what a issue there for Bonilla. Got real wide, dropped the wheel, and almost looped it back around in front of the entire field, able to come back. We'll see where he ends up slotting in, and Bonilla will have to put his head down. Stark contrast to what he had yesterday when he was able to pull away and essentially run uncontested to a race win. Now we've got the Canadian Thomas Nevo out front in the Trinity Karting Group Kart Republic.
Brandon Carr is right there in third position. It's gone badly for Donovan Bonilla so far. It could have got a lot worse. So many quick reactions at this corner on the opening lap, saving a monumental incident.
Brandon Carr to the inside for second. He moves the championship contender DiTullio back to third. And then it's Fernandez. Keep an eye on Carr's bumper. That thing looked a little bit loose coming through turns 2 and 3. I wouldn't be surprised starting mid-grid if the TKG KR driver has a little bit of a pushback.
They've got a little bit of a gap back to Santiago Fernandez, who runs now there in the fourth spot, but he's closing up the next one, and they're doing a lot of talking there. Dalton Haynes having a look to the inside. There we go, side by side. Nicholas Terlecki going to the inside. They are really battling it out here right now. Haynes trying to see if he can't hold them back up front, but he's got a lot of guys there trying to find a way by. There is Stephen Miller in the AM Racing Engines machine. Harley Keeble. Ryan Norberg just goes purple last time by as well, P9. They are really stacking things up there right now.
He's got 3.5 seconds before he gets to Diego Ramos in 12th. So the positions are going to come, and there's a move. DiTullio back to P2.
And Haynes got back around Santiago Fernandez for the second time. He passed him a lap prior, then tried to tell him to work together. Santi threw it right back in on him, and that's what cost them a ton of time to the top three, who are now out in front by about 2 seconds. And all three Kart Republics, 2 different teams, but they, out of all the different manufacturers, have the most cross-team synergy, it feels like, in the paddock. So
I'll tell you this, when you're back 4th, 5th, and 6th, and you're kind of in that next chase group, you realize who's up front, man. You just can't do that. You've got to work together. Haynes, of course, asking for some help. Keeble's there right now, and again, Norberg saying the same thing. He's looking over at Keeble saying, hey, man, let's go. Now, Norberg is going to get a little bit of help from one of his teammates. Laurent Legault has finally found a way up here as well. Norberg is pointing to Keeble. Come on, I got to push you forward here right now. Indeed, no, Norberg's going to make the move to the inside. You know what? You wonder when these drivers make signals and nobody listens to them why they even do it anymore, because he's trying to get Keeble to go with him. Instead, he goes by him in turn number 1. Keeble's probably saying, listen, man, you're asking me to work with you, and you're driving by me. You better be fast enough to pull us all the way back to the front.
That's the big thing, right? I mean, they signal to work together, but 9 times out of 10, it's work together as in follow me, not me follow you. As problems for Jacob Kolar. He had an outside shot of the championship coming into this weekend.
DiTullio got his line wrong going into turn number 7 and literally had all 4 wheels. There's Norberg to the inside, but Norberg ahead of Fernandez for P5.
Oh, and he just drove into the side of him there, and now there's contact in the carousel. Harley Keeble up and over the side pod of Santiago Fernandez. Fernandez obviously felt like he got roughed up by Norberg. I think he went in deep, and Norberg was right behind him. I don't know if there was contact or not.
I don't know.
But to be honest with both of you guys, that's a bit of inexperience in Santi Fernandez. Even early in the race, he fought a lot with Dalton Haynes, and that broke the pack up, and now he's fighting hard as more guys are going by. Just a driver not used to the difference of racecraft in the front of the field.
And he's got the pace to be there, right? So all of a sudden he's got the pace, and he finds himself up with those guys there. And listen, when you get moved or whatever happens at turn 2, you look over and you're swerving at Ryan Norberg, you're probably not going to come out on the top end of that deal. And there was more guys behind him that were more than happy to pay him off. Norberg goes down to the bottom. He's trying to hold everybody back off here right now as they're all kind of settling in the middle of a battle. Diego Ramos is in there as well. There's a couple of Sodi Kart drivers. Again, everybody fighting forward. Nicholas Terlecki in that scrap as well. Norberg kind of leads that next group as they're trying to work their way forward. Remember, he was all the way back into 10th, worked his way forward. I said a methodical run forward. He's now up to P5. He's going to have to ask for a little bit of help, maybe a little bit of respect from some of the drivers behind him, because they got to start lining up right now and working forward.
Update on Donovan Bonilla's back in 16th. The lap times, though, keeping a tab on him. Dalton Haynes was tracking down the leaders a little bit. He is not now, as Keeble goes back and forth, him and Terlecki going by on Laurent Legault, who was starting to defend a bit for his spot down the end of the backstretch. And
he is driving as fast as he possibly can, cutting his way through the pack like so without losing any time.
Let's touch in on the championship right now. Really, it's Alessandro Di Tullio's to lose at this point here, right? He's got about 100 points as they run on the racetrack right now. So really for him, he settles in here, finishes anywhere here in this front-running group, he's going to win the championship. But he said to Andrew in the interview, I'm not sure if you heard it or not, but I'm here to win races, right? I want to win, and if I win, everything will kind of slot into place.
Yeah, I will say for certain that Brandon Carr, no, he will not want to take out his teammates.
here's Di Tullio.
But absolutely, as he follows Di Tullio into P2, you're right, Xander, Neveu doesn't fight it. We're on lap 17 of what we think will be a 22-lap race.
He is now working up to Dalton Haynes, who keeps looking over the shoulder here. Norberg right with him. This may be a good battle to watch because I don't know how much action we're going to get up front. I think Haynes is expecting, he just actually lets him kind of go by on the inside. I think he realizes how quick Norberg is. Norberg could be the guy that brings Haynes back up to the lead. All right, folks, dial things in. At least 2 laps. Yeah, they're going to get the white flag this next time by. That may play into the hands of Ryan Norberg a little bit. He's closed within 1.1 seconds. He needs these drivers to start battling. Norberg digging. Haynes as well. Behind them, Diego Ramos. First move to the inside. Carr to the inside of turn number 9. He'll take the spot, and Di Tullio slotting back into P2.
Has Brandon Carr gone too early? He's got to defend over this final lap. But again, Di Tullio, yes, he wants to win. He's thinking title. Carr is thinking first SKUSA final win. Here we go, though, down the back straight.
Neveu pushing Carr on the outside. Thomas Neveu chose his teammate over ADT, pushed him through to keep the lead, and now it's a couple car lengths. Di Tullio on this final lap is 3 away. He's got to worry about Neveu. They were chassis teammates, but they're teammates by team first, and I think that is going to bring Norberg in, and Brandon Carr, Rob, is headed for home as he chases his first SKUSA win.
It would have to be a big dive moving to turn number 9. It's not going to come. Carr out of the corner cleanly. Di Tullio with a shot still through turn number 11. And it's Norberg trying to find a way by. He and his nemesis there, Neveu, coming out of the final corner. Not close enough for ADT. The winner here is going to be Brandon Carr. Carr will win in X30 Pro, but the championship goes to the P2 driver, Alessandro Di Tullio. Neveu holding back a charging Ryan Norberg. Dalton Haynes ends up in 5th. Diego Ramos 6th.